Hello, welcome back to Inaudible, the pod. Hello, welcome back to Inaudible, the podcast. Hello, welcome back to Inaudible, the podcast that's impossible to listen to.
Question mark?
Full stop. I'm Kristian, that's Ozzy. We're going to talk about Doctor Who, the Witchfinders.
We're duo again this week.
There was a bit of Flim chat I had as well, and like an in IRL update biscuit thing.
Okay. Richard who?
Richard, no, Ozzy, Doctor Who.
Oh.
You've forgotten what it's called again.
That always happens to me.
Yes.
It's only last week I was calling it Whittaker who.
Oh dear. Dear. Right, so Witchfinders. I skimmed through the first part of your reaction.
I noticed your flute comment, yeah.
Yeah, because you said that you recognised him, and I thought maybe that was it.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say I had to look it up in the end, but after the episode we looked it up, and he's been in God knows how much.
Alan
Stuff
Cummings.
that I know. Oh yeah, he's a big actor.
Yes.
Flute. He was Nightcrawler in the X-Men films.
So yeah, it was me. I thought it was fine. This whole series, excuse me, this whole series has just been fine. Yeah, and it's because I was thinking about this either yesterday or this morning. I can't remember when I was getting ready to go out, and I thought I've had to remind myself which episode it was every Thursday.
Oh, what, before we start?
Yeah, well, almost every Thursday. I think I remembered the Spiders one, and the first one I remembered, obviously. And I think that kind of speaks volumes in that I've enjoyed the episodes as I'm watching them, but they haven't really made a huge impact.
I think the fact that I watch other people's reactions once I've recorded mine kind of helps me keep it in mind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I am having to sort of remember myself what order episodes came in.
Oh, I didn't watch the next time. Wait, yes, I did. I keep on forgetting. I can't remember what the next time trailer was.
I haven't even watched. I don't watch next times anymore.
It's because they're not giving anything away, and I think because there's not really kind of any big thing to give away. That's what it seems like. So then I forget that they happened.
Yeah,
well.
I think this series could, if it wasn't for the fact that it was the first series with a woman doctor, it would be very forgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is the question of maybe because they've changed Doctor, they've changed companions, they've changed showrunner, they've changed producer and everything, are they playing it as safe as possible so as not to alienate, pun intended, people?
If they are, I don't think that's a good thing.
No, I don't either.
They changed it all up with Matt Smith, and Moffat, as flawed as he was, managed to pull that off.
Yeah, but they do the thing where they went from quirky Tennant to quirky Matt Smith.
To Dark Capaldi.
Then they did
to quirky.
Yeah. Then they did change it, but it was at the height of its popularity then, and they knew they could do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
People really started to dislike it at the end of Moffat's run, didn't they? So they had to just go, this is as middle of the road as possible. That's what I think. I might be wrong. Maybe Chibnall's just crap at making a show, but...
Well, I've got a theory that he's possibly good at the behind-the-scenes crap. Just don't let him put pen to paper.
Yeah, I would believe
because
that.
He did all right with the first two series of Torchwood. He was very big behind the scenes of that with Russell.
Right.
So maybe he just needs someone to keep a leash on him.
Yeah, maybe.
He needs to work with Russell T Davies, and then he can do good stuff.
Yes.
Because before Series 11, where he's wrote most of it, I'd say the one episode of his I enjoyed the most was probably 42.
Yeah, 42 is pretty good.
It's not bad, but it's not good. It's rewatchable at the least.
It's definitely not dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Yeah. I mean, dinosaurs on a spaceship, I won't diss as much as other people. It was just kind of there.
I don't even remember it.
All I remember was that Filch from Harry Potter had Mitchell and Webb as robots.
Oh yeah, I forgot Filch was in it. See,
Was keeping robots.
I remember Mitchell and Webb because every time we mention it, that's what you say. It's like your one dinosaurs on a spaceship fact. It's the only thing we know.
I'm a fan of Mitchell and Webb, so I remember actors I like being in shows.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Speaking of Russell T Davies, have you heard he's writing a Big Finish show production, Doctor Who, about because Rose was getting shot back with a dimension cannon or something, looking for the Doctor. It's about all her failed attempts to find the Doctor. So your favourite Billie Piper's coming back as Rose. I almost called her Jackie. I've forgotten her name. Jackie, the actress.
Camille Codori or something.
Yeah, Camilla Parker Bowles.
Yeah.
I don't know if Noel forgotten his last name.
Mickey.
Yeah,
Noel Clark.
Noel Clark. Yeah, I don't know if Mickey's coming back or not. He's a big time producer now, isn't he? So probably not.
Like all the kidulthood films and stuff.
Do you remember Clive from the first episode?
Yeah.
Him and his wife are coming back.
Oh.
Presumably before he got shot to death.
I think the reason I always remember him though is because I keep calling Clyde from Sarah Jane Clive.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have to keep. That's the only reason I remember him. And he was like the first side one-off guest character in the new Who series.
You know when shows have like a character of the week, Doctor Who has like a death of the week, don't they?
Yeah.
There's always a character that comes in to die, like Lee Mack was.
Yeah. I mean, loads of people die in the episode, but the one person in that episode you remember dying is Clive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
the character you like that dies.
Yeah. So I think that'd be quite good, although I'll probably forget about it by the time it comes out because it's not out till like mid-2019. But it's written by Russell T Davies and it's got all the family, so what's not to love?
Like, I never finished...
Oh, and Pete Tyler.
Listening to them, but didn't they carry on Torchwood as audiobooks?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they did. But, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Anything else we can say about the current episode?
The Witchfinders, yeah. So apparently, I looked this up afterwards. Was King James I a secret gay man? But I couldn't find anything about it.
According to his Wikipedia page, it does have.
Oh, I missed that.
It would be under favourites.
Oh, James I. Favourites.
Link.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
James's sexuality is a matter of dispute. Oh, there you are. But yeah, what was he called? My Nubian prince.
Now, like, you left a comment on my reaction saying that it's the worst episode of Floop's Fluglies.
Yeah.
Am I to take you didn't like Alan Cummins' performance?
No, I did. I was just making a joke about the fact that he was Floop.
No, okay, good.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, he's probably my favourite part of the episode. He was hilarious.
Do you know what? Looking on the biosphere, the social Twitter sphere, the reaction. That's pretty much what people are saying about it in general as well. Which is that
they liked.
Yeah, like he was amazing. But the episode was kind of eh.
But I don't know if that is just my normal affliction of loving anyone I know from anything else.
Yeah, maybe.
So the fact that I know him from Spy Kids, X-Men, he was in the Garfield movie, he was in Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh.
Son of the Mask, but we don't talk about that.
So the other thing I noticed was they did the woman thing that you've mentioned before about going to the past.
Yeah, no, but that's... I like it when, if they're in modern days, they can completely blank the fact that she's a woman. We're trying to go for like, we're modern, we're progressive.
Yeah.
But if you're in a time where women would outright be put against because you're a woman, don't tiptoe around it.
Yeah, agree. But it was weird how James I told the Doctor to shut up, but then spoke to the landowner, who was also a woman. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of getting it, but they're a bit inconsistent.
Yeah. So I guess it's like
a bit like the Doctor's character this year.
So I guess it's like what is it, like not ancient, early modern period logic is that if you're a common woman, then you're worth nothing. If you're a common man, you're worth something. But if you're a landowner woman, then I guess you must be at least as good as a common man.
You're worth a bit.
Yeah.
Worth a little bit.
Speaking of the Doctor being sidelined, when Graham was running around, sort of almost running the show with King James, the first thing I thought was they should have called the show Graham.
I kind of wish they had called the show Graham.
I do love how he just kind of became the main character for a couple of scenes.
He is my favourite character of this series, I think. Why Sage Graham coming in with words of advice?
Well, second character after Grace, maybe?
Well, yeah. I think now that we've seen a lot more of Graham, he's warmed to me a lot more. We've only had 2 appearances of Grace, so I've managed to get over that.
Yeah, and he's kind of taken the spirit of Grace forward, hasn't he?
Yeah. But no, I think by this point I'm liking Ryan a lot more as well. Just he's grown on me over the series. Not as quick as Graham did, but he's grown on me as well. However, both the women of the TARDIS crew kind of seem a bit bland to me.
Yaz doesn't really do anything, no.
Yeah, the Doctor's kind of took a back seat to the companions this year, and Yaz is just there.
Yeah. That was the sound of thinking.
That pretty much sums up our opinions.
So the other 2 things I've written is evil deep voice, because when the big bad came out, they talked like this because they were the evil one.
Do you think that was a bit rushed?
Absolutely rushed, because there was about 5 minutes left of the episode when and then everything was beyond repair, and I thought, and this is my second note, they were just going to end it with, well, I guess the king's an alien then, like with the Queen Victoria werewolf thing.
Yeah.
But then they resolved it in 2 minutes, so that was that.
Yeah, they literally just stuck fire into a hole. They set that bitch's hole alight.
Oh.
Actually, and with the Doctor she's up until now she's been very, you can't interfere, you can't meddle with history.
Yeah.
And then she starts off this episode saying that, and then within seconds she's interfering and meddling.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with them doing that, but someone should call her out on it.
Yeah. And
it should actually be recognised. Like the translation thing, the telepathic thing, they brought it up and then didn't go anywhere with it, even though it was immediately relevant in the next scene.
Yeah.
It's another thing like that, which, kind of a bit... You kind of expect her to pick up a gun and start shooting someone in a minute, and then no one mention it.
Well...
Straw man arguments.
Speaking of, remember how she berated, had a go at Ryan for shooting those robots in episode 2?
She did, yes. What did she do this episode? I can't remember.
Not this episode, however, last episode, she made all the robots blow themselves up.
Oh, yeah, and the guy.
There was a guy in the middle of them.
Yeah, that she made... She was like Willy Wonka. Stop, wait, come back.
Yeah. I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but now you've said that, I find that a bit more hilarious. Oh. But yeah. This Doctor has just been whatever the writer deems fit this series, kind of.
Yeah, which is never a good sign, is it?
No.
Maybe if all our dreams came true in the final episode, she would just go batshit crazy like Time Lord Victorious, and someone will turn around to her and say, "Doctor, you have the most confused morals I've ever seen." And the whole episode would be about that.
If all this leads up to something, I'll say props to you. Fair enough, you've played the long game.
But
if it doesn't...
There's a big but, and I cannot lie.
Kind of fucked up the first female Doctor, which I had a lot of high hopes for up until now, and they've just slowly gone down with each episode.
I wouldn't go so far as to say they fucked it up. I've just said they've done nothing. They've done nothing great with it. With her,
They've just done it. Yeah. They did it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
for a long time, the argument was it's the right time to have a female Doctor. And then when they finally do it, it's kind of like, okay, but why did you do it? Did you need to, or just want to?
I think it's important, though, to point out that the fact she's female has nothing to do with our assessment of the episodes. They're just bland episodes.
Well, no, that's...
honestly, there's... I wouldn't want them to do something that was great and specifically to do with her being a female doctor. I'd rather the episode was just good.
Yeah, but...
And they have been good, but they haven't been great.
Yeah, pretty much. That just sums up Chibnall. They're good, they're just not great. But, no, I stand by when Jodie does regenerate, I think they should have another female, and they need to have it as a very random amount of numbers. So maybe you have, like, 2 girls, a guy, a girl, 3 guys, 3 girls. Do you get what? Make it random, just so it doesn't look like you're doing guy, girl, guy, girl, guy, girl, black guy.
Yeah. It's the thing, everyone makes such a big deal about it. You wish they could just cast whoever and it wouldn't matter. But everyone always talks about, it's now gone back to a male doctor, the experiment didn't work, or will there be the first black doctor? I mean, and like in our heads, we're just like,
it's gonna matter at some point to someone.
In our heads, we don't give a shit.
No.
But it's one of those things like putting a quota in the board of big companies where it has to be 50% male. You know, like if I was hiring, I wouldn't care whether they were male or female. I just hire the best
10%
people.
10% human.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where if you don't introduce these things, it will just be 60-year-old white men for the rest of time, you know, like in a board. So it's kind of like, you don't care about it, but at the same time, you kind of say, well, you kind of have to, which is annoying because I wish people wouldn't go on about, will we have the first black Doctor Who, James Bond or whoever? I just want a good actor.
Yeah.
But you have to do it at some point because otherwise people are going to start calling you bigoted.
Yeah. You have to start. Yeah.
And
everything has to be started somewhere.
Something I read on Twitter after they announced Jodie Whittaker as the first Doctor Who was someone saying about their like 7-year-old daughter or something who'd never shown any interest in Doctor Who whatsoever, but suddenly was really excited about it. And that's exactly why they do it, isn't it?
But so my argument to that is you've had like Sarah Jane was a good role model to women. Yeah, obviously they couldn't continue that for reason.
She was the assistant. That's the thing, isn't it?
Not in Sarah Jane Adventures, though.
Yeah, but that's not the main one. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the main thing. I don't like it, but everyone puts so much stock in it that it has to be done.
Yeah.
It's the thing, positive discrimination is still discrimination. That's always been my viewpoint. I hate all discrimination, even positive ones, but it's a necessary evil. Man, I'm like the Richard of this episode. I don't like it.
Sometimes you have to be bad to get the word out. And should we rate it then?
Hang on, let me bring up my previous ratings, because I think I'm kind of doing the thing where a 7 is kind of average.
Yeah, that's...
I think so. So I'll give it a 7 again.
I'd say 5 is passable.
Yeah.
You can watch it, it doesn't offend you, but it doesn't really do anything for you.
It's when you drop below 5, you don't like it, like you hate it.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. So no, I agree, I'll go with the 7 as well.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah. Let's put TBD next to Rich. That's the 4th one.
Like I said, Alan Cummings was the best part for me. And if I was to watch it again, it's probably just to rewatch his performance. Like as soon as he enters and the music just switches to that like it's just
It was basically
he was
Alan Cummings as King James I of England, featuring the Doctor Who cast. From in every scene he was in, that's how it felt.
Yeah. It's just like, but I can't help but love those over-the-top, campy theatre characters.
Definitely.
That's what the character is meant to be like.
Yeah. It's just a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah. It's, which I think is kind of why I like the Slovene.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not necessarily in the Downing Street episode, but there was plenty of Sarah Jane episodes where they kind of redeemed themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just hilarious and campy. And it's just fun to watch these big actors on screen just enjoying themselves.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Annette Badland seemed like she had a whale of a time.
Is that Margaret Slovene?
Yeah. Because she had a whole other episode to be like the stereotypical evil villain as well, yeah.
Boomtown will always be my favourite Slovene episode. Because it had the heart, but it had that campiness of the Slovene.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
It was the epitome of the Russell T Davies era. If you wanted a good way of describing Russell's style to someone, show them Boomtown.
Yes.
So kind of it's his style to a T, to a RT.
Ooh. What does the T stand for? Yes. That's Russell the correct answer.
It's like Hacker the dog and Oucho the cactus.
Was Nev the bear middle initial T?
That
was the first thing that came to my head.
Always kind of just referred to him as Nev the bear.
Yeah.
Maybe I suppose you could shorten it to Nev T Bear.
I'm sure that was a thing that was done. Oh, it doesn't matter.
I've just
Googled to see rumours about Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall leaving Doctor Who, because you mentioned that in a previous episode.
I've heard more rumours since, but yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, says report. What report said this?
Oh, okay.
According to Comic Book, a report from the British site. Oh, okay, it's a report. The British sci-fi magazine Starburst. Never heard of it.
Okay.
Oh, apparently Chris Chibnall doesn't like how the show is being run behind the scenes.
I heard through like another reviewer who was mentioning the rumours saying that Chris Chibnall wants to have one series every 2 or 3 years rather than one series. He doesn't like the fact of having a series every year.
Right, okay.
And for that reason, he wants the next series to be like cut in half again.
Right. Huh.
We may only get 5 episodes of series 12.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then it says obviously Jodie Whittaker will just kind of leave out of loyalty if that happens. That's interesting. But one of the top results has a little thumbnail on it as well of like possible people, one of whom is Mark Gatiss, who I would be 100% behind taking over a showrunner.
A showrunner, yeah.
Because I do really like Mark Gatiss's stuff. Although it might just end up as a like, Moffat 2.0, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he was kind of Moffat's bum chum, wasn't he?
Yeah, because they did Sherlock together as well.
But like, what Doctor Who's did Gatiss do?
I don't know if he wrote many, actually.
He wrote a couple. One I know he wrote, which isn't too big to be mentioned, is the Victory of the Daleks. But
it's always tricky when you talk about someone writing an episode, because it might just be that the synopsis of the episode is already there and they just have to flesh it out.
Yeah.
So you never know how much What was that, sorry?
Oh, sorry. I've just got a list of like different things he was related to.
Unquite Dead.
Unquite Dead.
I thought you
Idiot's Lantern.
I thought you said Not Quite Dead.
Oh.
Okay. Unquite Dead, Idiot's Lantern. Yeah, that was alright.
Right, he played Lazarus in the Lazarus Experiment.
Night
Terrors. He wrote Victory of Daleks.
Cold War, Crimson Horror, Sleep No More. Do you know what?
Actually, a lot of these are kind of meh as well.
I liked all of them except Robot of Sherwood, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
I liked Unquite Dead. Idiot's Lantern
and Victory of the Daleks.
Meh. Victory of the Daleks is meh.
That's
Night Terrors is alright.
Yeah, it was okay.
Cold War
I liked. That was the Ice Warrior in the submarine.
Oh, that was alright, actually. A little forgettable, I will say.
But yeah, you can remember it.
Yeah. Crimson Horror, actually, that was alright. I didn't mind Robot of Sherwood, to be honest, but then I was kind of into the Capaldi era.
Yeah.
Sleep No More I found a bit boring. That was a bit... that was one of their experimental ones, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Blair Witch episode.
Yeah, no, see, I really
You liked it?
I really liked it, but I can't really remember the plot that well. But I remember thinking it was going one way, and it ended up just being like a normal resolution. And I thought they were going to do. I thought they were. It's like they were setting up an alternate ending kind of thing. I can't really remember the specifics. I'm gonna have to watch that one again.
Empress of Mars, I really enjoyed actually.
I did like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Empress of Mars.
Wrote an adventure in space and time.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'd be up for having Gatiss as showrunner.
Yeah, Empress of Mars, as I was just about to say, was it was one that I didn't think I was gonna like, but then as the episode went on, I was surprised by how much I liked it. Because yeah, he's done those episodes of Doctor Who. He's done Adventure of Space and Time. He co-did Sherlock, and obviously he's been involved with
acted in it God knows how many times.
Yeah, he's been involved in all like League of Gentlemen, and he's done various kind of like spooky short stories for BBC Four and things like random little bits and bobs like that. He's definitely in the Moffat mould.
I'd definitely take you up for it. Well, not only that, he's been around the Moffat and Russell T Davies eras.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like that weird midway point between Russell and Moffat.
Yeah. Well, he's in the Moffat mold.
A good thing.
But he's a bit more kind of spoopy than Moffat, I'd say. Moffat likes his stories, whereas
Moffat will go for the heartache at the end, whereas Mark Gatiss will do something creepy and weird for the sake of being creepy and weird.
Exactly.
Just look at League of Gentlemen.
Yeah. You're my show now.
Now that you've said that, I kind of really, really want him to be the showrunner.
It would be nice. I mean, I don't know any other. The only other like big dramas that I know of at the moment are things like Line of Duty and Bodyguard, which were written by a guy called Jed Mercurio, but he definitely only does like police stuff. So I don't think
I don't even know.
I don't think he'd do it because like Chibnall was best known for a police thing, but he'd written for Doctor Who as well before. Whereas Jed Mercurio, I don't think does anything else. Much as I love his stuff.
Okay.
But that's the only other like big writer I know at the moment. Apart from Gatiss, there's always there's kind of because I don't know whether they want to go in a completely different direction or whether because there's always a danger of it's always just the same people in charge of it all the time.
I know. Well, me and Ray did have a idea, and it was that what they could do is just basically have someone who's kind of in charge, but they don't come up with any ideas or anything. They just basically get the 10 best writers from the past 10 years of Doctor Who, shove them into a room, and just get them all to work together on a series.
You want a series producer that is involved with lots of producing rather than just being kind of like the executive producer that just does the business stuff.
You need someone to keep the writers under control, but just basically chuck a load of the best writers into a room, including Gatiss, Moffat, and Davis. Just get them all into a room and just get them to work on a series together.
That'd be lovely. The other route they could go down is films, because that way they could get different people as and when they required.
Yeah.
But a BBC film would not have a very big budget.
No. Even though this series has been made to be able to be shown in cinemas, etc., etc.
But yeah, I like how 8 episodes in and we're already talking about who we want to replace Chibnall. That's it's not a good sign, is it?
I just think the Chibnall era has been pretty damn disappointing.
Yeah, I was very disappointed.
It's not bad. It's just not brilliant.
Yeah, I've never seen Broadchurch, but when I heard that Chibnall was taken over, and I knew how well regarded Broadchurch was, I thought, oh, hello, here we go. This could be interesting.
But since then... Yeah.
But since then, I still want a big overarching series that is the same story for 10 episodes rather than 10 different stories. I still want that.
And I'd be up for Whittaker to stay. Just get rid of Chibnall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there we are. Dr. Review.
Hopefully next year will be better.
Hopefully. You mean the New Year's Day episode?
Hopefully next series will be better.
There we go. Right, well, that's that.
Do you have biscuits?
Oh, not biscuits, Ozzy. Bike-skits.
Bike-skits?
Bike-skits, yeah.
Like a comedy skit on a bike.
Yeah, kind of. Because I went to start to learn how to ride a motorbike today. Because I'm finally fed up with First Bus so much. Like, honestly, I'm gonna have a little rant now. In all the time since I've come back from holiday, when was that? Halfway through October? I've seen
about half a month.
I've seen my bus at the desired time, i.e. the time on the timetable, 3 times. Every other time, it's not come. And bear in mind, I finished work at 4 o'clock. It's meant to be there 4:20. Every other day, it's come at least 20 to 5.
Yeah.
And so I've been getting the one and walking from Henbury. But I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I need to learn how to drive right now. There's nowhere to park in the centre. So the next option is obviously motorbike.
Well, no, and you've got a bit of experience. So.
Well, not actually driving one.
No, but you've had to go on their scooters in time.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of the things that kind of pushed me over the edge as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, you got 2 options riding a bike. You either ride like a normal bike with a clutch and gears and everything, or you ride an automatic little scooter. And I thought, I'll learn the complicated one because then everything else is easier. That makes sense to me.
That's what my mum always says with learning to drive. It's better to learn manual where it's more complicated because then auto will just be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely get that.
So what I didn't anticipate is that in the couple of years since I last rode a bike, I've completely lost all balance.
Oh.
So that didn't go too well. But it was really weird because I kept on just falling to the right. I was sat central, I was not leaning in any direction at all, and I just fell to the right every time. I couldn't figure out...
like proper motorbike lessons and stuff then?
Yeah. I couldn't figure it out, but then it turns out, with motorbikes, if you turn the front wheel to the left, i.e. to turn left, you turn right, and vice versa. Because of science. So I figured out that because the throttle, the accelerator, is on the right-hand side, every time I was tickling the throttle, obviously my right arm was then moving, which meant it was infinitesimally pushing on the handlebars. So once I figured that out, I could stay upright.
Okay, that is the point of a lesson, is so that you learn this stuff.
Yeah. And fair play, the guy teaching me was really, really good because he helped me figure all this out, which was nice.
Fair.
But then we had a little chat and we agreed that given that I was having issues, it would be better to then move down to an automatic. And I said, I completely agree because I'm having because I'm spending all my time thinking about keeping the bike straight. Rather than actually driving the bike. Because I was it was really weird, like going slowly and gently to start with because they start you off slow.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep it upright. As soon as I opened up the throttle and went faster than I should have been going, it was fucking easy.
But then, like, I've noticed that with a push bike. If you're actually going at a push bike with all your power, you can keep your balance. But if you just very slowly move your feet on the pedals of a push bike, you're going to be on your ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so,
you need the momentum.
Yeah. So then I went onto a scooter instead, like a moped. Yeah. And so in that one, your feet just kind of go in front of you. You kind of just sat down in a seating position, and suddenly it all made sense. So, so I'm going to head back. They were like fully booked until late December.
Oh,
so
you've got to get like a Matt Smith scooter with like all the helmet and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to going back now because so even though I'm not going to end up learning the complicated bike, I did learn to balance on the one that is harder to balance on. So that has helped my balance on the scooter. That's what it felt like anyway.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it, and having that that gap also enables me to save up for a scooter. So yeah, that's good.
no, cool.
I will finally be free of the buses. I can't wait.
The buses.
Yeah, because at this stage it's like, because I was looking up like the various costs of insurance and fuel and taxes, like 15 quid for a moped. It's nothing. But then I just thought, do you know what? At this stage, I'd rather pay more just to not have to deal with these buses anymore.
I can. Part of the reason why I got a job which was like 15-minute walk away.
Oh yeah, that's the dream.
So I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I literally just walk down to Crow Lane and I'm there.
It's when I see people getting on the bus at like College Green, or not College Green, like halfway up Black Boy Hill or something, and the bus terminates at Union Street in the centre.
Yeah.
And I think, if I lived this close, there's no way I'd be getting on the bus.
No.
Even like the other side of the Downs.
Yeah. Some people are just lazy.
Lazy shits.
Or overweight, or might actually have some kind of medical condition, which then I'm not blaming them.
In which case, we waive criticism.
Yes.
However, they should cull themselves for the good of the population.
What is it? Fight of the fittest.
Yeah.
Human.
Just a bit of
nature.
Friendly eugenics there.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
Any more biscuits?
I did have Flim chat.
Flim chat.
I don't know.
A Flim.
A lot of this. I don't know how much of this might have been aimed at Richard. I don't know what your film taste is.
Well,
like.
What's the Flim?
The Flim was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
I haven't seen any of the other Fantastic Beasts.
There's only been one.
Honest.
There's only been one.
Well, I haven't.
But they're doing.
I know a vague amount about the Harry Potter universe from what I can remember, but I don't know anything about the new stuff.
Well, they're doing 5, right?
Oh god!
And they're basically saying, oh, you know, Newt Scamander, who was a biologist who liked animals. Turns out he was actually one of the most badass wizards ever, and Dumbledore's like right-hand man in taking down Grindelwald.
So they're just basically trying to retcon half of the Harry Potter canon.
Boy, they are retconning things, all right? This is why I wanted to talk to Richard about it, because there's...
Maybe we should leave this for when Richard comes in, because I know he'll have a lot more to say than I will.
Yeah. What I will say is, the whole film felt... Because they're doing 5 of them, for Christ's sake, the whole thing was leading up to something. And then it finishes still leading up to something.
It kind of feels like the first part of that 2-part Harry Potter film.
Yeah. Well, no, worse. Worse than that.
Worse? Oh, Christ.
Because at least that had half of a very good book to work off of. This one is just like... Well, the note I've made here is it feels like the first third of a film stretched out to a whole film.
Okay.
It's not quite as bad as Last Jedi, where the whole thing could have been an opening crawl, but it's almost there.
It's a bit like classic Doctor Who, where you don't necessarily need half the shit in there.
Yeah.
You could get away with making it 2 episodes, but they stretch it out to 7.
I wonder if they could do abridged Doctor Who episodes, or if it would be too difficult to cut.
What, like abridging the classics into a couple of episodes?
Yeah. Just like trim down, because what if you got a 4-part serial, that'd be what, like hour and 20 minutes? Trim that down to 45 minutes or so, I reckon.
I think they kind of have done with because there was like an official Marco Polo reconstruction done on the DVDs for Edge of Destruction.
Okay.
And the BBC had basically condensed the 7-part Marco Polo into 1 part.
Oh, wow.
Which was a bit too rushed.
Yeah, that sounds like
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
If they'd have maybe made it a 45-minute thing, they might have been able to get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Possibly.
It's never going to happen, is it?
No. Unless fans do it.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to do any more Doctor Who Series 11 without the series?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. This is the problem. No one will ever see this.
Unless you make a completely separate Google Drive, upload them to there, and then just have like a clip and a link or something on YouTube.
Yeah. So basically what it is, we mentioned it briefly in the last one, or the last but one, or whatever, where I did arachnids in the UK but without arachnids, where every single shot that had a spider in it, or even the skin of a spider, was just cut
out.
No attempt at making it make sense, just cut.
No.
Pure cut.
But It's surprising how at times it still makes sense. You can tell what's going on.
Yeah. And the episode was still 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which surprised me, honestly. So yeah, hang on. Did we speak about this in a podcast or during Digimon?
I think it was behind the scenes of Digimon.
Okay. Well, we'll mention it then. So yeah, we were talking about the woman who fell to Earth without the woman who fell to Earth. The ghost monument would have been a bit trickier.
Yeah, well, no, it'd be a bit easier because you literally just cut off the last 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, but the other option was the ghost monument, but without ghosts, so you get rid of like all the city and the cloth and everything.
Yeah, and without robots. Any kind of reference to the world that once existed.
And the ghost monument.
Rosa without Rosa.
That would be a fun one, actually. The Saranga conundrum without the conundrum, so they just get rescued by the hospital ship and then arrive.
Yeah, it's literally like a 10-minute video.
That would be quite easy.
You might actually even be able to do that one and then just upload it to YouTube and get away with it just because of how small it would be.
Yeah. Demons of the Punjab without demons.
Yeah.
Kerblam.
Maybe that's what you could do, is just set up a separate account that's nothing to do with any of your accounts, just to see if you can get away with it.
Yeah. They probably get content ID before anything else happens.
That's
Kerblam without... You couldn't do Kerblam without Kerblam because the entire episode is there, but you could do it without robots. Kerblam without Kerblam robots.
Kerblam without the Kerblam without bubble wrap.
Kerblam without the Kerblam man.
Yeah.
The Witchfinders without Witchfinders. That would be a good one too. That would be really short.
Oh, yeah. The shorter ones seem the most funny.
Yeah. I think that Saranga conundrum is probably the funniest one there for me, because it just literally just be the start and the end of the episode and nothing will happen. Well, yeah, there you go. Look forward to that. Never.
One day, or at the worst, you can pass them over to me. I'll put them on some kind of G drive thing, and I'll get them out there somehow. Because I've ended up setting up a completely separate Google Drive account just for my Series 11 reactions that get copyrighted on Facebook.
Ah, yeah.
That's already at 10.6 gigabytes out of 15.
Oh.
So I got to hope that of the next 5 Doctor Who videos of Series 11 I'll be uploading, only 1 or 2 of them get copyright hit on Facebook.
Hit
by the copyright.
So the only other Flim chat I had... Oh, no, I had 2 more quick Flim chats. It's just Flim news, really. Number 1, Aardman Animations is being sold by its owners to a trust...
Mr. Armand.
To a trust, Mr. Aardman and Mr. Animation. It's been sold by a trust that will hold the shares on behalf of the employees of Aardman Animation, which is quite neat.
Oh, okay.
Because they were saying that, obviously at some point they're going to have to retire or die or both. So they didn't want Aardman to just...
not in that order.
Yeah, they didn't want Aardman to just become like another... The phrase they used was another figure on a big company's balance sheet. Like if they get bought by a bigger studio like Warner Brothers or something, they just become numbers on a spreadsheet then, rather than a company with people with passion and so on. So yeah, they've made it employee owned.
Oh, which is quite neat. Fair play, yeah.
The other thing is, did you ever read the Artemis Fowl books?
No.
Okay, they're making a film of that. There was a trailer that had just come out, which had a really, really bad reaction, which I was a little bit surprised by, because it's a kids' film and it looked fine, honestly. I think people just don't like it because they grew up with the Artemis Fowl books and now they're our age and they expect it to be an adult film, which it isn't going to be. But it does seem...
It's kind of like if you try making a modern day Tracy Beaker film and everyone's complaining that it's not like...
It's for kids, yeah.
Yeah, something like that everyone's complaining that this new Let's Go Pikachu is too kiddie and too cutesy. And have you forgotten what Pokemon is?
Baddy bad. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it looks fine. The complaint I saw that made sense as a complaint was, why was this not released 15 years ago when it would have made a fuck ton of money?
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, that's the only other Flim news. I also watched a video of a man beating the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. No euphemism, without breaking any blocks, using without punching any blocks or using any pickaxes or anything, which was quite interesting.
Okay, just fists only.
Yes. So I'm just going to recommend that video. Search that up on YouTube.
Okay. I've got a little biscuit.
Oh.
Now, you know how I always go on about us having to do fan versions of like game shows and panel shows and
Yes.
stuff like that. We've mentioned like 8 out of 10 cats and all that.
Yeah.
I thought of an idea. We could just merge it all together and create the Fanel Show.
The Fanel Show.
Which is a fan panel show. And it's just basically one big panel show where we take the best games from different panel shows.
Yeah.
So we'd have a round of like Would I Lie to You?
Yeah.
And a round of Never Mind the Buzzcocks.
Yeah.
Or something like whatever is the most interactive game or thing we can find from those shows.
I really like the sound of that.
That's you can tell I thought of the name before actually thinking of the thing.
Yeah.
But Fanel.
Fanel.
Oh my god! that's kind of what the Fanel Show. Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sounds like a plan.
I did have a biscuit for Rich if he was here, but that would just basically be, does he want to meet up one day to do a Let's Go trade-a-thon?
Oh.
Just basically any of our version exclusives.
Well, he's probably too busy for that.
Yeah. Well, or just meet up for an hour just to trade like the version. I think he might have a bit of incentive if there's something in it for him. Such as the version exclusives from Let's Go Pikachu and the fact that I've got a couple of shinies he might want.
Oh, shiny.
This is actually one Pokemon game I'd say is really fun to shiny hunt in.
Oh, yeah.
Just because you can actually see them there.
Oh.
So you can literally just have your character just sat on your flying Pokemon overlooking the route, and you don't have to get into 50,000 battles. You just wait for your shiny to pop up. There he is, landing.
But isn't there still like a 1 in 1,000 chance for 1 in 256 maybe?
Yeah, but with these games, you can combo catch Pokemon.
Okay, yeah.
So if you catch the same Pokemon over and over again, it will total up your combo.
Okay.
And then I think if you hit like a combo of 30 something, that's when you hit like the maximum.
There's a max. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And it'll lower it from a couple of thousand to a couple of hundred. And then it will have that again if you have the shiny charm.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think I heard somewhere that this is the lowest shiny number of any game. Possibly. I could be wrong on that, though.
That would make sense because it is for the casuals after all.
Yeah.
It's just going to devalue the shiny market.
Good. Shinies are pointless. The exact same thing, but a different color.
Yeah, but because it's such a low chance, it is always exciting when you find one. Because it is such a low chance.
It is, but I won't sort of give props to anyone who dedicate an entire YouTube channel to shiny hunting and will spend hours of their life looking for one shiny.
Do you remember
Weedle.
There always used to be those videos of people just with like 3 Game Boy Advance SPs in a row, just going back and forth shiny hunting for like 4 hours.
And the people I
listening
will never
to Linkin Park live in Ontario.
I will never ever be a person that will restart my game constantly to get a shiny starter.
God no, you'd be there
or
a year.
Legendary or whatever. Yeah, I will never do that. The most I did to that, I spent a couple of hours looking for a shiny Mimikyu, and I don't think I would have spent longer than a day trying to do. If I hadn't have got it by the end of that day, it was like, all right.
But this was like me soft resetting for my Suicune with perfect IVs for competitive. I didn't even get perfect IVs in the end. I had one that wasn't perfect, and I just thought, do you know what? I can live with that perfect special attack.
Yeah.
This is fucking painful. It's torture.
Yeah. But yeah, these games I will say I've enjoyed shiny hunting. I've only managed to get a shiny Weedle, a shiny Kakuna, and a shiny Rattata, but I've enjoyed them.
Cool.
So that's everything I've got, I think.
I was going to say something else on the subject of Let's Go, but I've completely lost it. That's a
I'll be
shame.
getting the Pokeball tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And I think what I might do is I've got to buy a new tablet anyway. So
Right.
I'm going to buy a tablet that can run not Let's Go, but Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And I won't actually use it in sense of taking it out and playing it. But this Pokeball remote can be used like that Pokemon Go plus bollocks.
I don't know what that is.
So it's that weird wristband you could get with Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, this remote basically
double.
Yeah, this doubles as that. So then I
Mm.
could kind of connect my Switch remote to whatever Pokemon Go app I've got, take just the remote out with me, and just randomly catch bollocks whilst I'm doing whatever.
Yeah.
Without having to pull out my phone, log into this stupid game, go do all the flick and bollocks.
Flick and bollocks. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I mention? I can't remember whether I did mention it on here. I was sat a couple of seats behind someone on the bus who was playing Pokemon Go, and he had like a bag that had Pokemon patterns on it. And then when I got up and walked past him to get off the bus, I saw that in his lap he had a 3DS XL playing a Gen 7 game as well.
Oh my god!
He really likes Pokemon.
No, yeah, you told me, but I don't think it was on this.
Oh, okay.
I think it might have been during our trip to the digital world.
I'd forgotten that he had Pokemon on his bag as well until just now. Maybe I just added that to the memory because I thought it fitted.
Yeah, no, you did tell me on one of our many jaunts to the digital world.
Longer than you'd think, Dad. Okay. No one's gonna fucking get that reference, right? So that's it. That's everything. That's the last episode of Inaudible ever.
Ever.
Thanks.
Because we now have to go and kill Richard. So,
if you enjoyed this bit inane rambling, why not tell someone else about it? We'd be eternally grateful because you would save our lives. I've got a message from someone. What's this?
I know. I just saw it.
Oh, fuck's sake. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Big surprise.
Yeah. So anyway, tell someone else about it. Like someone must have done.
Are you surprised? Are you literally surprised?
I'm trying to do the outro here.
Outros. Oh, whatever. Bye.
We got 24 downloads yesterday. Which I think must have been someone discovering the podcast and going through the back catalogue. So welcome to you, if you've made it this far.
Hopefully you haven't been put off.
Yeah. Welcome. Right. And so I should point out, it's not the last episode. We'll be back next Saturday.
No, yeah. We never leave.
No.
Unless the whole new YouTube copyright article thing goes through or whatever. But
well, even
let's not worry about that.
Yeah, it never stops the podcast. Even if it's only me, I still do a podcast.
No, if we can't do it, the three of us will still have to meet up, record it, and put it somewhere.
The secret podcast.
The secret podcast.
Be like a. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Right, anyway, that's it.